Okay. All right. So, how's it going, everyone? So, we're gonna get into covering some headlines and whatnot. It's your boy here, World in Review Ish, live on the World in Review channel, and we're gonna go through some stories provided by the Skim, the Daily Skim. What else are they talking about here? What the GOP lawmaker process renaming. How can you rename another country? You're just supposed to acknowledge it. Why would we just rename how we call it? Like, imagine renaming, like, um, we're not gonna call you Greenland. We're gonna call you just. I can't think of a name. Honestly, instead of calling, help me out, chat. Help me out, chat. I don't have a chat yet. Let me see. Instead of calling it Greenland, what does he propose renaming it? Let's see. Let's just see what he proposed renaming. Let's see. Instead of calling it Greenland, let's call it. Oh, yeah. Oh God, my bad. Here it is. So he's gonna name Greenland Red, White, and Blue Land instead of yo. That's way funnier than anything I was struggling to think of. But what is his jurisdiction? What is his jurisdiction? Because I'm gonna look up what his jurisdiction is right now because the people in his jurisdiction, his constituents, should know this is how he's using his time in Congress. Instead of trying to get universal health care, instead of trying to make sure that they don't have to go bankrupt or die if they get a disease, he's proposing to rename Greenland to Red, White, and Blue Land. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what lucky constituents this guy is in charge of. Georgia. It could only be, but still. Georgia's first district. Map of Georgia, first U.S. %70 urban, so it's near Jacksonville, on the coast there, so it borders Florida. Always been Republican, forever. President Trump went from 56 to 58. McCain won. Romney won. Trump won by 57. Okay, so very Republican district. Very Republican district. I wish I could find something about their economy. I don't think we're gonna see. Buddy Carter, elected in 2014. So, and this is also my issue with guys like this who try to focus on Greenland. I'm sure many of his constituents would say that the country's been going downhill, but he's been in office for more than 10 something years now. This is going on he's been a part of 6 different Congresses. So if something's wrong with you're focusing on renaming Greenland. That's an issue. If you're, if you, the constituents of the Georgia's first congressional district, I doubt that they would rather you focus on renaming a foreign country instead of pushing to get them universal health care or getting them health care that will ensure they won't have to go bankrupt or die if they get a disease. But, you know, but okay, now I'm going to get the other side of the coin. I'm going to give the other side of the coin. So, they're saying that they're trying to buy. I guess you can buy if Greenland wants to sell. I guess the U.S. could buy. There's nothing wrong with that. Two agreeing parties, and if but Greenland be a nat. But that's just you're extending the war state. They saying as a national security priority just because you want more land. So, but like, what does Americans what do Americans get out of buying Greenland? We're going to increase the empire. Anyway, so yeah, I just clicked on that story just because I don't know how this guy. Okay, that's the Greenland story. Died waiting for you to do your lesson. Duolingo announcing the death of who's the Duolingo mascot? Uh, we're gonna call this story too stupid to cover and move on. Bougie, the name of a golden retriever who received Westminster's select bitch title, bro. I'll save that. I'm gonna open this, but I'm gonna save this for when I cover the other two Westminster stories. That's fire though. Damn, bitch. That's not good. Okay, so select. We'll just have to. We'll just keep this right here, and we'll Google it a different way next time. No. Oh. No, that's showing Best in Show anyway. Clearly not good at producing a product yet. But all right, let's keep moving. Constitutional crisis in waiting. So this is a story mainly about how President Trump wants to do one thing, and the federal court system and mainly the Supreme Court tell him, hey, you can't. Or ultimately, the Supreme Court tell him whether he or not he can do something. And if after they tell him whether or not he can do something, that's the end of the issue until someone either amends the Constitution or writes a law that's affecting what they're talking about. So the Supreme Court has the final say on interpreting the law. In some cases, they won't hear. Like some cases, they won't discuss it because it's what they call a political question, which is best left to the political systems, the legislative and executive branches. All those are elected institutions. So a constitutional crisis is what happens when, let's say, President Trump doesn't obey a court order. That's a constitutional crisis. Simply put. As the federal court blocked key parts of Donald Trump's agenda, some administration officials are openly questioning judicial authority. Like, that's not a problem. So a lot of this story sometimes is just hyping up nonsense. Allies like Musk are calling for impeachment of a judge, while Vice President J.D. Vance wrote, okay, so this is my issue. You can't say it's a constitutional crisis if Musk is saying let's impeach him. That's part of the legal constitutional process. Impeachment. If Musk was saying, let's go and block the judge from going into their chambers. Like that's much different than saying let's use constitutional means to remove them. And I understand that people think that a billionaire, someone who has extreme influence like Musk, him just merely saying, hey, let's impeach this judge because she did something I didn't like. I understand how that's extremely dangerous and can be dangerous, but ultimately everyone has free speech, and you can't tell someone, hey, you can't have free speech because you're too effective, or your speech matters, even though people do have to temper their stuff. But anyway, that's kind of how I think on that one. But then going on to what JD Vance said, judges aren't allowed to control executives' legitimate power. That's correct. They aren't allowed to control legitimate power. But how do we decide if it's legitimate? The Supreme Court gets to decide if it's legitimate. So under this statement, the judge is not trying to control legitimate power. They kind of control illegitimate power. So this statement is moot. Your point is moot because no one is disagreeing on this fact. It matters about what does legitimate mean. Like, what is legitimate? That's for the courts to decide. So stay in your place, JD Vance. Stay in your place. The Defiance has raised concern about a constitutional crisis as experts warn that legal norms are being tested in real time. That's I really dislike when people say words and try to stress points without fully listening what they're talking about. This, just like when calling for impeachment, that's not questioning judicial authority. That's going through the proper checks and balances that are laid out. Or it is questioning judicial authority, obviously, they're questioning, but there's nothing illegal about that. Do we have to walk our judges like the fascists of the country that we have to do what they say? No. If the judge say one thing, we can question it. And then if there's enough people disagree, we can amend the Constitution to tell them exactly don't do that again. And if they do it again, they're the ones breaking the Constitution and we'll put them out. But anyway, so that's kind of that story. The Ye used Super Bowl to sell swastika shirts. That's wild. Because I kept seeing the memes of like a blurred out shirt. I saw one that said like Sean John, so I thought it was just like a Sean John thing. But I didn't realize he had really gone through with that. Secured a covetous. They're not selling him another Super Bowl ad again unless capitalism really does reign supreme. Low budget video filmed in a dentist's office, but what followed was far more disturbing. Far more disturbing. The commercial directed viewers to his clothing site Yeezy.com, which shortly after airing removed all his previous only a $20 emblazoned shirt with a swastika, the symbol of Nazi Germany and the chilling emblem of anti-Semitic hate. Definitely. Took 24 hours to shut it down. Yo, we're digging into this story. We're digging into this story. We have to. Like if he wasn't in a, if bro, like how he can't be sued. I think like he already has been debanked. He already has been debanked. Bro, what is going? I need to see the different. I'm just gonna say reactions to Ye shirt. I need to know more, but I don't want the first page. Oh, so it's been taken down. It's been taken down. I see. Did not engage. So according to Shopify, the person who hosted Ye's website, who was the commerce background of Ye's website. So if you have let's say you make t-shirts and you want to sell them to anyone in the world at any time, but you need kind of an interface to do that. You can make a website, but then you need some place like to work out the payments, to do the to do all of that stuff. That's what Shopify does. They're an e-commerce company. So if you want to do commercial activity electronically over the internet, Shopify is one of the biggest companies that do that. And that's the website that Yay, because Yay and Shopify are not the same company. Shopify just provides basically a customer service to the Yay website and the Yay business, which is to process their payments, So they decided to take down the site because I guess in order to do that, they had some control over the actual commercial website. So they're able to take it down. I'm sure Yay probably owns the domain. I'm sure Shopify doesn't own Kanye's domain name, but I'm not sure of that. I would strongly assume, given that Kanye West is a billionaire with financial sophistication and many lawyers, that he would own the domain for his website. So he wasn't kicked off till the ad aired after he unleashed a rant on social media in which he called himself a Nazi and professed his love for the H-man. He later deactivated his X account. On Monday, the affirmation condemned commercial writing on X. There's no excuse for this kind of behavior. So now they're so that's not much of a story, just that the website was taken down. So all we have so far in Kanye's t-shirt saga is he sold a shirt with a swastika on it. It wasn't taken down immediately. He made millions. What Kanye's trump card is, people are going to call him so bad, and then he's going to have endless U.S. address and world orders for people who wanted to buy the shirt, and even people who just wanted to buy it to resell it or just bought it with like a business mind. That's also scary, because this is the problem when you destroy morality generally, and you destroy the concept of God and family and all this stuff generally. People don't mind engaging in commerce that is immoral. It is immoral to buy a swastika shirt just to try to resell it for more money, in my opinion. Because what are you going to sell it saying is art? Sell it saying it is very truly a symbol of Jewish hatred. Even if you disagree with the background history, if we're just looking at perception as reality, that is the reality of that symbol. That's the reality that communicates. Just like how a Confederate flag communicates pro-slavery mindsets and anti-black sentiments, the swastika does the same thing. So if people are buying swastika t-shirts, then that's a big problem. Just because people just don't care anymore. I want some New York Post. New York Post might be a good place to go, to be honest. Oh, what we gonna hate? I hate you too, Kanye. Oh, Kanye. He's just, look at him. This is another capitalist. I'm sure he's not sending that money to an anti. Are the proceeds going to if I have my X, where's my X account, bro? Give me my X account ASAP. I gotta ask Hillary Duff's husband, like, are all the proceeds to that going to the Anti-Defamation League or some other like radically biased and organization based in Zionist pride, which is genocidal support at this point? There you go. All proceeds. Proceeds is different from profits. Wait, all proceeds. I think proceeds is the bigger one. So yeah, he may be doing the right thing. Oh, okay. Look. But why not? Why not stand on it? Because it's immoral. Like, you're trying to use like your self virtue to make money. Yo. So they said it's not real commerce. I'm not sure how they're going to be able to prove that necessarily. Um, yo, the president of Shopify, yeah, like Kanye said all this stuff, I think, before the Super Bowl. I think so. Like, if you're a proud Jewish guy, why not kick him off the platform before that? All right, so Hillary Duff's husband, yo, and the Post is such a freaking spammy website. No one is saying how much the. Let's see if the Yeezy website is still down. Let's see. Yeezy.com is still down. Yeezy not, yo, Kanye, like, and the only reason this is a laughing matter also is just because we've seen how much anti-Semitism has been used to justify genocide, and so like really, like I blame Israel for the fact that Kanye West gets to exist and isn't repulsed by modern society because the anti-Semitism has been made into a joke, and he might just be proving a larger point that so Israel and Zionists and many so-called Jews can commit genocide against another people, but when I mention the genocide committed against them, it's a problem. Genocide is bad, but the people who are saying genocide is bad are committing genocide. So like, or some of the people saying that, like Zionists who want you to remember the Holocaust are now inflicting another Holocaust. So that's why Kanye West gets to go around and sell shirts with swastikas on them, because now anti-Semitism doesn't mean anything. If anything, or worse, in a while, anti-Zionism is not going to be indistinguishable from anti-Semitism, and then it's going to imagine it being a good thing to be anti-Semitic because of being tied to genocidal Zionism. I hope that doesn't happen, but it's a possibility if things keep going the way they're going. Let's see. I need more on this I need more on this Kanye news, man. But like, what? I guess. Let me see something. I need to. So, Are you telling me that the only references to Palestine on the ADL's website is calling genocide protesters anti-Semitic? Is that what I'm looking at? Let's see if that's what I'm looking at. Okay, so this is their story, and so if they're going, who's the author of this story? Who is taking credit for this nonsense? I don't see any name attribution, but they have to prove this stuff. So let's see what they actually think they can prove based on the event's promotional materials. This planned resistance appears to be an endorsement of Hamas's terrorism and violence in Israel. What makes them say that? These materials, the actual materials, call for dismantling Zionism. That's perfectly fine. Zionism equals genocide at this point, and normalizing supporting Hamas's resistance. Like, what? How did they use the word Hamas? I'm not. They're not even saying they. If you see how the quotation marks aren't around Hamas. If they were, they would have been there here. Also, they're actually protesting a day of resistance. The Anti-Defamation League. Let's see what their mission is. Let's see what their mission is. To stop the defamation of the Jewish people, and secure justice and fair treatment to all. Okay. Maybe I think it's time that you oh, let's see what they have in 1940s when the Nakba happened. You know they're never going to acknowledge history in the correct way. Bro, I want to see, like, let me see. You know, I'm trying to find the right. So this website right here is a very pro Zionist website. So I can't, like, they're probably so upset that, you know, that this happened, but also a little bit maybe happy because they get to call someone. They don't have to make up a lie about why someone's an anti-Semite. They can just kind of show real evidence. After celebrities and major Jewish organizations blasted rapper formerly known as Jay for selling t-shirts on his website and emblazoned with a swastika, the online store has shut down as of Tuesday morning. There was no description for the t-shirt on the website except for the letters HH1, which according to the Anti-Defamation League. Okay, the shirts are being sold for $20 at 3 different sizes. By Tuesday morning, the Yeezy website was shut down. The store is unavailable, said a message on the homepage. Shopify. What they just want? What does Fox Sports? Oh yeah, they sold the ad to Yeezy. Meanwhile, it's calling on the public. So they want the Fox Productions to publicly apologize and to donate all proceeds from the ad. So they want Kanye West's racist money, Why would they want his money? Oh, they want to spread the money around. They want to spread the money around to all these different, all denounce Ye's decision. Oh no, that's not what they're saying. Okay. Charlie Puth. What did Charlie Puth have to say? At Ye, the message you are sending to the world is incredibly dangerous. He told the rapper, "Please, man, I beg you to stop. You're selling a t-shirt featuring a swastika and millions of people are influenced by you. Please, I beg you, stop, please." Has Charlie Puth, let's see if Charlie Puth on Gaza. Charlie Puth, Gaza. Hopefully he's made a statement against Gaza. Just for the sake of consistency. Charlie Puth is a Zionist. Let's see, that's what. Hello, can I help you? Hello, can I help you?
Welcome to Apple Card support at Goldman Sachs.
So Charlie Puth shared on Instagram on Sora. How am I just now hearing of this website? This website is fire. Because the Canary Mission was a website that Zionists used to use to track people who were pro-Palestinian or to basically AstroTurf. And AstroTurf is, don't you know how so protests are grassroots. It's people who are oppressed who wants to change their conditions. So they literally go out into the street and just try to get people to realize the suffering that's happening so they can change their condition. That's grassroots protesting. What many Zionists do, and it was in this movie called The Lobby back in the day. I think that's The Lobby. And they showed how what a lot of university Zionists and Israeli students do is what they call the astroturfing, which is fake grassroots. AstroTurf, fake grass. So they do what they call astroturfing, which is making up protest, acting like they're mad. And Canary Mission used to do a lot of that stuff. So Reverse Canary Mission is pro-Palestinian and Zionist tracker, it looks like. Yeah, so here we have it. We have this guy. We have this guy right here. This guy who's telling Yeezy how dangerous it is to put a swastika on a shirt, and he's correct. It is dangerous, but this guy supports Charlie Puth right here. Charlie Puth supports a Zionist entity that's actually committing modern day genocide. So he's being triggered by being reminded of the horrors of genocides in the past, while he's currently being silent at the most favorable and being supportive at the most negative of genocide. So Charlie Puth, keep that to yourself, And this is, for anyone who's wondering, the Almendinger is an incredibly Zionist website, FYI. More swastika background. I once talked to a Holocaust survivor, and he told me, Emmanuel, the Holocaust was created by the most brilliant minds, the greatest minds of the time, said the former linebacker who is not Jewish. Oh wait, huh? Who said those are the greatest minds? Well, I guess that a lot of them were kind of sort of. And Kanye West has proven to be a musical genius, a musical mind. You see the kind of conflation that's going on. Okay, so he's saying that the most brilliant minds back in the day thought of Nazism. But those were actual physicists, chemists, actual geniuses. And now he's trying to equate musical genius Kanye West to being a bright mind that is bringing back Nazism. Two different things. There's no space for racism, sexism, anti-Semitism. First of all, how dare you mention any other kind of discrimination while you talk about anti-Semitism? Anti-Semitism is a unique and distinct evil in this world and should not be equivalent to any other suffering, because most suffering does not matter other than anti-Semitism and Jewish suffering. Think of there are probably why, it's we're not even gonna get into it, man. But like, come on, Emmanuel Acho. Like, when we're talking about anti-Semitism, please don't mention racism. Please don't mention sexism. Don't mention misogyny. The only thing that matters is anti-Semitism. Please, okay. Ye Super Bowl commercial was not aired nationally, but viewed in Los Angeles area. What? Is this just a flat out lie? A Super Bowl commercial was not aired nationally, but viewed. I saw it in Chicago. What are they talking about? They're just lying to people now. The hell? He started selling shortly after posting numerous anti-Semitic comments on X in which he targeted Jews and declared, "I'm sick, a Nazi. I'm a racist. I love Hitler." His X account is no longer active as of Sunday. Oh my God, Jonah Platt is frustrated about how silent the world has been about anti-Semitic actions. Israel is committing actual genocide, and I don't think that's bothered Jonah Platt. Let's go back to Reverse Canary. I want to go right back to Reverse Canary. Where is Reverse Canary? Now we're going to hit up our boy. What was that name? We're going to hit up our boy right now, Mr. Jonah Platt, who's frustrated by the silence about a t-shirt while babies are being incinerated. Oh, so, okay. So if anything, he's supportive of Israel, but he may not be supportive of as openly supportive of the genocide. But he's on the radar, on the radar. Hey, I can make a shirt too, but you can't tell the world you're going to keep the money, and you don't care if you do. Like you got pressured into giving up your money. So you can't make any money off a shirt. Make a shirt that you can't get guilt tripped into giving up all of your proceeds of. How about that? You know who else might have a crazy take on this? You know who takes I really want to see on this? Star Jones. Star Jones. I'm tuning into his show immediately. I need to find his website. Cause Star, I want to hear what this. But he's like an atheist guy who likes money, so he might actually be a Zionist. Not Star Jones. Star from the radio. What's that nigga name? Yeah. What is his name? What the hell is that? I want to like. How do I find him just by himself? His name is too like general to like. The Star Report. That's my guy. That's my guy. I truly enjoy watching people get hit over the head with chairs while slipping my cough. Yo, that nigga's out of control. What's his YouTube?
Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Well,
You gotta go to the lives. 11 hours. What did he say about Kanye? Oh man, I gotta start preparing for my lives. Anyway, the Kanye West shirt is wild. But like I said, the reason it can even happen is because Zionists and the terrorist state of Israel has made it such that anti-Semitism no longer causes the visceral reaction of, "Hey man, don't do that. What are you doing, man? Like don't do that." Now it's just like, "Oh shit, like look, someone's picking on the bully." Literally, a lot of people, or I can see people being sympathetic to Kanye's anti-Semitism just by saying, "Oh, he's picking on the bully," meaning Jewish people seem to be bullies sometimes. And by Jewish people, I mean Zionists, because Zionists have done a great job, which is horrible for the faith of Judaism, in conflating Zionism with Judaism. Zionism is a horrible institution, horrible. There's plenty of dissertations and books and reports that shows just how horrible it is. Judaism is a beautiful ancient religion with a lot of history. So, but people have co-opted Zionism such that they bully everyone into not even making the tiniest microaggression while they engage other communities as if they don't care. Like how many music producers of Jewish and Zionist descent have screwed over like black music artists? Let me see something. I'm gonna see if I can prove my point right now. MAC represents Sexy Red. Let's see who owns MAC. And Sexy Red is an absolute horrible influence, toxic. Like her it's poison, literally going into your ears. Let's see. Let's meet the partners of MAC. Oh, that's not the partners I'm thinking about. I think the team maybe. Let's see what the team looks like. I want to see. Alright, so who open? So what does MAC? I think this might just be her publicist. Booking management. Also, they handle bookings, programming, marketing. Yeah, so those not the people making the money off the actual content. These people help you get your content out. Yeah. Okay. So that makes sense. Okay. Because that's so let's see who really sexy. Let's do this. Gamma. Oh, Larry Jackson. So this is also interesting, man. Like this is the kind of stuff I want to get into. So this brother Larry Jackson here owns a music company, a record label called Gamma, and this is him with one of his artists, Sexy Red. Trying to see if I recognize that rest of mark. But bro, like this sister has made some music and offers products that appeal to human beings' lower nature, man. I used to dance her songs all the time in the club just to not be a complete and utter hypocrite. But bro, as a way to feed your family, that was the way I wasted money. I don't have to like nourish my children's body by someone telling someone else's daughter to you know, let her private parts get a nice gentle breeze. So and like just her nail polish line. Do y'all want to see what her nail polish line says? Do you know what this executive stood by? What his artist put out? Look at the name of some of these some of the lip glosses: Coochie Juice, Booty Hole Brown, Gonorrhea, Blue Balls, Sex on My Period. So when we talk about the degradation of the human conscience, this is kind of like what also we're talking about, like why not, like why choose to sound like you, like why and who is Ike Yusuf too? Like I just don't like. I just don't really get it sometimes, man. But like, you know what's hard? You know it's easy for me to sit in here broke without no money or motion. What would I compromise? I have money and motion. Maybe I'll sell some Booty Hole Brown lip gloss from some girl I represented. But nah, man. I just don't think I don't think it's cool, man. I don't think it's cool. I think that it should matter like what hold on now. Hold on. Cause I got to see something. Okay. Harvard Business School. So white Jewish man. That's what I thought. Let's see. 1 second. Let's click on this to see what they're saying. So that's the lead, but that's just a random Instagram comment. I like to find like if this guy who's selling, you know, this objectionable black music content to the world, to the black community primarily, and to inner city communities primarily. Like, are you a Jewish? And then also like so I don't know. I know I got a lot of dead time in this, and so let's just bring it back here. Let's just bring it back to Kanye. I have an issue with people who support Zionism getting so butthurt at instances of anti-Semitism, because mainly just because hypocrisy. Like you don't like people being hateful towards your ethnic group while you're trying to exterminate or in support of exterminating another ethnic group. So, and the same thing, Dave Portnoy. I used to be the biggest Dave Portnoy fan in the world, but then he never said anything super. Just like he would always still kind of like, oh, I don't really know, but October 7th was a travesty, completely barbaric. I can't believe like, but he would, but still not comment on the genocide. So he'll comment when he can be the victim, but he won't comment when he has to hold accountability for why I support a country that's committing genocide. And then he got all up in arms and butthurt about the congressional hearings with the Columbia and Ivy League presidents and stuff. Super butthurt on that. Super butthurt over that. But could hear a mouse piss on cotton when it comes to his country, or his country that he supports, Israel, committing genocide. You can hear a mouse piss on cotton when it comes to Dave Portnoy commenting on something like that. You know, just a completely one-sided kind of guy, like very low moral fiber, like weak backbone. But you know, that's you know. I just lost a lot of respect for him because he liked to promote himself as all like I'm Mr. Common Sense. Oh, Dave, straight down like I shoot straight down the middle. I tell you how it is. Well, how is it? How is Israel and Gaza, Dave? Tell us how that is. Oh, it's too complicated. Is this the same guy who knew that unions were stupid or whatever his place was on union? He'd have no issue commenting and taking on AOC and unions and stuff that he thinks he like has a good handle on. But if you don't have a good handle on this, just shut your mouth. So that's one. And my other big issue with the Sexy Red and the Larry Jackson thing is, bro, I grew up in inner city Chicago. The culture and vibe and energy that Sexy Red brings is extremely familiar, but it is very destructive. It normalizes having children outside of marriage, having multiple baby daddies, having baby daddies that are in and out of jail, being promiscuous, just being loose with your body, being immodest. It promotes all of that. And then here we have a black businessman who knows business. He decided to package that up and sell it to the world. Forget just the black community. Like, as a man, why do you want to sell that to the world? Like, do you not think that that's like let me I just like to type stuff in. Like, maybe I need to like a better like AI. Oh, let's see about the flawed perception of hip hop. Well, let's see what the Harvard Crimson has to say. This is why I say hip hop has done more damage for young African American men than racism in recent years. I agree so far. More than 70% of Americans believe that rap have a negative impact on society. How does it not? Like, I think it very clearly does. It very clearly does, I think. Because all music does, especially all promiscuous and negative based music. It does. Oh, they speak out about structural issues. Yeah, we all go to the club to listen about structural issues in American society that led to the problems we still today in black communities. In Nothing New, 21 Savage said, shit getting outrageous. Treat us like slaves, then they lock us up in cage. Young black poor, ain't had a father since a baby. Why do you think we skip school and hang out in the pavement? Why do you think we riding around with choppers off safety? Let's take it line by line. Because at the end, he's trying to say that America is the reason that they're doing that. Shit get outrageous. Treat us like slaves. They lock us up in cages. Okay. Then, because I'm about to get into this. With these lyrics, he's talking about with these lyrics that he just talked about. He addresses how disproportionate rates of African American incarceration spark other issues that plague poor black communities. Okay, so disproportionate rates of African American incarceration. How does disproportionate? Okay, they lock us up in cages. Black people during slavery and Jim Crow used to be locked up and murdered with very little pretense of justice. In the modern day, you better be careful if you get caught taking the rights of a black person. It does happen, and people do still feel emboldened to do it. But if you do it, Derek Chauvin, the people who killed Ahmaud Arbery's, the officer who shot Freddie, was not Freddie Gray. Those are black officers. The brother from South Carolina who was shot while he was running in the back. Like, those officers went to jail. Some are in jail for life. So compare that to times where black people were being arrested for walking down a street literally and getting life sentences. Lock us up in cages. So if you get locked up, it's probably because, I said all that to say that if you get locked up in a cage, it's probably because they have enough evidence that you have committed a crime. Probably speaking, probably. There still are instances where there isn't evidence or evidence are manipulated to prove you did a crime. But disproportionate rates of incarceration doesn't necessarily mean people didn't do the crime. It means that they were over policed and now they got caught more because they're black and the police don't give them a break, or the police are there too much to begin with, which isn't right. But you're still not saying people are in jail because they didn't commit crimes. And so if we don't want black people in jail, and we don't, let's make sure that we're not putting ourselves in positions to commit crimes. So then we have more of a chance to fight against the racist system. But if the system is racist, why would they cut you a break? So if the system isn't going to cut you a break, why aren't you trying to be on the straight and narrow? Young, black, and poor ain't had a father since a baby. Last time I checked, there wasn't a government commission that came and removed black men from the houses. Yes, I'm familiar with the welfare systems and all this and that. But also, I'm also familiar with the fact that modernity affected women in such a way, and black women in such a way, where we don't want to be married anymore. And that may be the issue with hip hop in general. So we have someone who's trying to defend hip hop, but hip hop has promoted a promiscuous, non-nuclear family kind of culture, and we have a guy sitting here trying to use a lyric that says young, black, and poor ain't had a father since a baby in defense of hip hop. A lot of these kids don't have a father because it was one night stand, and from their parents met at a club outside drinking and dancing to hip hop music. But yet we have a Harvard student here, looks like an African immigrant by the looks of his name, who published a story saying, oh, hip hop is actually uplifting the black community with these lyrics. Nonsense. Why you think we skip school and hang out on the pavement riding around with guns? Lack of familial guidance. But it's easy to say the system. It's easy to say structural issues. And that's because, and this Harvey kid is smart, because that is a structural issue, but it's not a government issue. He's not saying it's structural racism or government-based institutions. They are speaking about structural issues, but they're doing so in a way that adds to those structural issues. So if you speak about, if I say, man, drinking and driving is bad, and then I go drink and drive, like, my credibility is going to be hurt. Let me see something. So, to argue that hip hop has harmed black people more than modern racism No one is arguing that. Is that the name of the argument? He said in recent years. In recent years. So this guy just misconstrued Geraldo Rivera's entire point. Just like, address his point. Address his point if you really think he's wrong. Don't make an easier argument and then argue against that one. So Geraldo Rivera said hip hop has done more damage to young African Americans than racism in recent years. And then let's see what this has said. To argue that hip hop has harmed black people more than racism in recent years. See how it's easy to, because if you leave off in recent years, the readers are going to think, they're like, wait, Also in recent years, there's a lot of diversity, equity, and inclusion. There's a lot of like pushes to be, more socially conscious, even with gender acceptance. So, but he didn't add that in recent years. He tried to make his argument easier and said, oh, but I guess than modern racism. Why can't you just take on his argument? His argument was racism in recent years. But now you're talking about some different kind of racism, modern racism. To argue that hip hop has harmed black people more than modern racism is to ignore these messages and many others. Though some songs do indeed glorify illegal activity that disproportionately found at alarmingly high rates in low-income black communities, plenty of songs lament these issues and critique their causes. I disagree, bro. Like this, if you like, music in general wastes time. Unless it's like white noise at the gym or something. Like I was never a big music guy to begin with. So, but like, let alone like music that say, because no one is singing F the police. Why not make it that clear? And people like J. Cole do like actually do storytelling in their music, and you actually can follow the story of their music. But Chief Keef just went diamond for Love Sosa. He started drill rap, which has contributed to a culture that is nothing about death these days. So the flawed perception of hip hop, bro, I disagree. What else we got here? President Trump's latest executive order is bringing back plastic straws. Does he have a point? I don't know. What do you mean by bringing them back or not federally banning them anymore? I don't like plastic straws. I do think should be a government priority, because things like waste and things like, if you go to other countries, they have laws that just makes things work better. So I do think we need laws to rein in capitalism sometimes, because capitalism can get unbridled, because like people just think, tomorrow doesn't matter, trying to make $1 today, make my life comfortable, make my family's life comfortable, screw everyone else. Externalities be darned. So you have to kind of like look. The government's job is to look at its country and to keep it safe. That's the reason why we have regulations. We just don't want too many regulations where you're not keeping us safe, you're just hindering us from living productive lives. So where does paper straws meet in the middle of protecting citizens while not limiting productivity and happiness? I would say it falls more on the safety side. And if the government has done the right studies and see that these straws are doing more harm than good to human beings and human beings' environment, then ban them. Because then we'll get over it. Like, I don't mind sipping my drink out of like the cup that has like I don't mind. Got some puzzles. All right, so now we'll just do some other quick hitters. Kanye, the dog show. Shout out to the Westminster dog show. The reason I chose to talk about this story, just because I love like classy, old, traditional stuff. Because most of the times I find that like traditional stuff and like stuff like this is just built around first principles of humanity. Liking beauty, liking good food, trying to be the best, loving your family. What is Love Island about? What is I was gonna say the slap Dana White's slap league or whatever. I was gonna say what's that about, but that's kind of a physical competition, so I get why people would like that, but it's a bit more barbaric than most even traditional physical tests of strength. People normally just don't beat each other in the face until one of them quits. So that's the reason I like this story. It just reminds me of just like refinement, class, etiquette, decorum, human excellence. How does human excellence relate to this? By taking care of a dog, breeding a dog, caring about how your dog looks. Excellence in everything. This is Wasabi, a Perkin-Geese. She's a winner. What did you say? Which one she won? Best in Show. Oh, that was 2021. Also, she won Best in Show 2021. This is Best in Show 2020. And that's the Standard Poodle. Siba, the Standard Poodle. Looks like a Standard Poodle to me. I've heard of a Perkin-Geese. Mercedes German Shepherd takes part in the Best in Show competition 2024. It's a mini poodle. Shout out to this guy. Trumpet, a bloodhound. Best in Show in 2022. 2,500 dogs from 201 breeds are signed up to compete. Dachshunds are the best represented breed. Is this a dachshund? Sloggy, what's a dachshund, bro? I wanna see a dachshund. Okay. How do dogs get in the show? I don't care about that. Are their favorite? No. First mixed breed dog ever. Interesting. They finally let the darkies in. No, I'm just kidding. Cynthia Horner poses with Nimble, the first mixed breed dog ever to win. Ever mixed breed dog to ever win. Pretty cool. This is the dog that won this year, I think. All right, y'all. God bless you. Take care. Wasn't my best show, but we're going to keep it going.